Welcome, I'm Donna from Donna's Quilt Studio, and today I'm going to show you how to sew a block which has a partial seam in it. This is the block that we're going to be making, so if you're interested in knowing how it's done with a partial seam, just keep watching. Now we're going to cut out our fabric according to the pattern instructions, and I'll also get you to lay it out as per the diagram. Now to start off this block, we need to put together 4 units. So that's 1 unit, that's another unit, that's another unit, and that's the 4th one. So we're going to sew those 2 together and that piece onto there. Now you can see I've joined these units together and I've laid it back down to exactly as they will be when they're sewn together. Now this is where the partial seam is going to come into play, because we have to sew that centre square into this block. Right, so we'll take the centre square and we're going to sew it to this unit here. So we're going to take it over, lay it in the corner, and I'm going to sew about 1 inch along here. Right, so I'm going to sew along here till about halfway along the square, just about 1 inch or so. For the purposes of this video, we've used the dark coloured thread so you can see exactly where I've sewn. So I've just gone from this corner halfway along that square. Now we're going to press that open and it's going to look like that. Now we'll place that down where it should go, and you can see now that we've got a full pieced seam here that we're able to sew the next unit to. So I'm going to sew that together now. Right, so I've sewn along the seam here. I'm going to open that out, give it a nice press, and you can see we're moving around the block, and I'm going to sew along this seam, add that unit onto there. Right, I've sewn the 3rd unit on now along that seam, press it open, and now we've got our last unit here, and we're going to just tuck that aside, place that seam out, and it's going to get sewn along there. There's our last unit in place now, and you can see all we have to do now is finish that last seam. So we just take it over and we're going to sew down to where we started off. So there we have it, our finished block made using a partial seam. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned now how you can do a partial seam in a block. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channels to see all our other tutorials we have online. You can check us out at donnasquiltstudio.co.nz. Until next time, goodbye.